Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Quiver podcast. It's a full house today for this episode, and a couple of us are back from our summer vacation. So nagbabakasyon din kami, except maybe for Vic and Brian. We're holding the fort right now for the podcast. So today, obviously joined by Vic and Brian, but also Willie is back from his I Willie, have you been here since ninaglag ka namin sa isang podcast? We're just asking,
Tinaboy
ah.
kung dati ano yun, kung dati tinataboy ako sa Etivac, ngayon tinaboy ako sa Davao.
Okay, okay. Okay, good. Okay, um, so this weekend, we'll talk about the Green Archers for a bit of this episode. We went 1-1 this weekend. We lost to UST and we won against San Beda. Maybe I'll throw this muna to Vic and Brian na we have a hypothesis kasi. So
Yeah, 'di ba, na tinatanong mo ako kung ano yung theory. So maybe I will.
yeah, go.
May
Let's
iniisip
go
ako
to the
theory.
theory.
Yeah, aside sa mainit, naalala ko kasi when we hosted the TX3 guys, si Vic off the record nagbilan siya na next time we face San Beda, talunin na nila yung San Beda. Eh, natalo yung San Beda before us nung Sabado. So parang sabi siguro nung boys, sige okay, nung nag-overtime sabi nila, sige okay na, bigyan na natin to sa UST. Babawian lang natin to sa UAP. Tapos San Beda na lang kalabanan natin. Kasi kailan pa ba ulit mababawian na San Beda? Wala naman sila sa UAP, diba? So, yun yung theory ko. Pero syempre joke lang yun.
Oh!
Pag sineryoso yun ng mga taga San Beda or ng taga UST, sila yung talo.
Alam mo, Brian, dapat si Willie nagsasabi ng mga ganyan eh. Kasi pag ikaw, gets nila joke eh. Pag si Willie, di sila sure kung joke o hindi eh.
Papatol sila pag si Willie nagsabi, no? Sasabihin nila, best friend yun naman taga UST sa San Beda si Willie.
Medyo off na nga yung game ko eh. Isang taga San Beda pa lang yung na-trigger ko eh. Ayan.
Wait.
Below par.
Below par.
So the running theory is, nagpatalo tayo sa UST para we can play San Beda. Kasi hindi na natin sila makakalaban sa UAP.
Wala na eh. Kasi sa pre-season lang natin sila makakalaban. Si UST pwede pa tayo makabawi sa UAP mismo.
Well, I mean, that is true. Willie, ano masasabi mo tungkol dun?
Yung only experience nila na makakalaro sa UAP puro talo sila. Okay yan. Last 2 games, UAP teams talo. Below par.
Okay, alright. Okay.
Let's see kung ilan yung bedista sa comments.
I'm waiting.
Pero I think sige, we can
Yeah, let's move
we
on.
can
Let's move
talk
on.
the
Yeah.
2 games, no.
Yeah, let's start with UST, Vic. Go.
With
Yeah.
with the UST, I think medyo glaring na hirap tayo kay Collins. Grabe. Yung natin. That's one thing na I think we need to address with, sabi nga ni Brian, ang ganda ng math ni Brian, 103 days ba? Tama ba, Brian? 103 days to go, no, before season 89 starts. So, yun. So, we'll see how the team will address that. Ako yun yung naging natin. That's one of my issues. Interior presence. How do we box out? How do we rebound? Kasi yun yung naging natin kahapon. I think Collins Akawi really had a field day. Hindi naman field day, pero kasi we almost won the game din naman eh. Kaya lang, pero I think yun yung for me, that's the glaring room for improvement with 103 days to go. That's one thing that we need to take a look at sa mga natin, sa mga film reviews and game preps and training preps going into season 89. And I think si Asido is already expected. Ako, I expected him to be leading UST this season. I think third year na niya, if I'm not mistaken, third playing year. So Dun sa mga hindi familiar, silang dalawa ni Daep ang 1-2 punch ni Perpetual back in high school. That's why Perps had a successful juniors run sa NCAA Junior. So, hindi ako nagugulat na yun yung performances. Actually, similar talaga sila eh. They're both plays 3-4 spot, the 3-4 spot. And yun, kung ano yung yun yung production na talagang expect mo sa kanila. Even with LeBron sa mga susunod na taon, ako that's how I see him develop as well. So yun, yung 33 points ni Asido kahapon, hindi ako nagulat doon, to be honest, kasi siya talaga yung nakikita kong main guy ni UST for this season. So I think yun yung naging ano natin. That's one thing that we had challenge against UST. And moving on to San Beda kanina, I think we were mas mas on point tayo kanina eh. Mas may ano ba to? I think mas ano gusto natin manalo kanina kasi we were medyo snappy yung movements, mas
A little bit of technical issues. Alam naman natin na may, just a little bit of um, stuff going on around us. But siguro, maybe before we go to San Beda, I know Vic started talking about it already. I want to dive deep into the UST game just a little bit more before we transition into Beda. Number one, Brian, can you talk about the sequence that happened towards the end, which I think should have given us a great chance of winning? Number two, maybe Willie, you want to talk about this? Parang galit si Moralaw sa atin.
Bakit kaya?
Sige. Let's contextualize it to those who missed the game kasi
Yeah.
I actually followed the game lang while waiting for a movie to start. I watched Obsession nung time na yun. So, di ko na napanood yung OT kaya si Willie na siguro yung nakasilip niyan. Yeah, so it all started. We actually were playing well. It was, heavyweight bout style na punch after punch for both teams. We shot a 3 and then UST had an end one play which kind of parang sabi ko sayang kasi sana hindi na lang challenge ni Mason. Nakasabit pa ng foul doon. And then Dunga had that pull-up jumper to retake the lead with 9 seconds to go. And then the succeeding play, UST at the timeout, Collins Akowe got a foul. So mablay na yung unang free throw eh. And then all of a sudden, lane violation. So parang on the first free throw attempt second attempt parang second attempt medyo may tindihan mo pa na lane violation eh. Yung first parang siguro naalala na lang ni Earl yung bilan namin. Ito, kidding aside. But parang yun, medyo di naman siguro dapat mangyari yun in another game, be it preseason or UAP proper. So, a lot of things to learn, I guess. Ano na lang, siguro, it's a rarity na I don't see should happen to any other player, hindi lang mismo kay Earl. That was really something to behold na parang hard to see. And then yun nga, ito na, I think pwede ko na ipasa sa over. And then Collins Akowe made 2 free throws to his credit. And then meron tayong play kasi we still had a timeout. I think hindi na nakakanood si Jacob Cortez ng NBA masyado. Hindi siya na-inspire kay SGA to draw a foul eh. Sana kahit yun man lang and then just get 1 free throw. Converted, we could have won, diba? Parang ganun sana nangyari.
Well, Brian, all I'm gonna say is like, iba yung referee sa NBA pagdating kay SGA eh. But
Bagay.
mamaya na yun. Oo,
Yeah,
mamaya na yun.
But of course, if they were confident with an outside shot, diba? And had it gone in, it would have been cold. And preseason naman, so it's time to experiment, to really look at different things so that you will take that into the season. So we don't mind that. And then yun nga, I think overtime, binabol ko pa siya. Pinanood ko lang siya just before we recorded. Pero gusto ko si Willie mag-describe na. Kasi syempre, mas real time yung reactions niya. Yung ako, medyo alam ko na eh. Parang,
si Willie, talk about na galit yata si Moralo sa atin.
Ano ba, contrary to what si Brian mentioned na kung nakasilip ako ng OT, actually hindi ako nakasilip noon, baka iba yung sinisilipan ko. Pero to add to that then, what's not a rarity is former Lasal players having a heyday or having their moments against us na trending na rin talaga eh. Every so often, someone leaves and then we play against them and all of a sudden, bigla na lang, bigla na lang puputok. And, well, Muralaw just had one of those moments in overtime and kaya ko lang din nalaman eh, kasi thanks Gio. That one reply of yours kay Alaw that gave me all the context I needed. Pero, well, yeah, I was part of yung team group chat noon nakakuha ng updates during the time. But siguro naman, ano yun, on a lighter note, it's great to see naman yung mga our other players no, who never had their chances play for Lasal find that playing time no in other teams. So unfortunately, it had to happen to us, pero well, ganun talaga.
Yeah. So just for everyone's context, in the overtime, parang USD shot just kept on going in. Moralo hit a three, then hit another two, then Crisostomo started to heat up, and all of the shots
Alaw
started to
was
go in.
also big defensively. I think he forced a
Yeah,
couple of good stops, turnover at both instances.
yeah, that's right. So
Nag-bless
no,
nga siya kay
no.
Pido eh, in one of those sequences.
Oh, yung timeout,
Hassle
parang
nga yun eh. Hassle yun. Sabi ko, langya to. Nakapag-bless pa dahil maganda yun ni laro. Walang ya.
oh. No, I mean credit to him. Like it was a really good performance. But it is what it is. Like nothing we can do.
That's fine.
Nothing. It is preseason. And to your point nga, Vic, tingin nga natin, tingin mo nga, 'di ba, na
Masunurin sila eh. Masunurin sila nung nag-request ako.
Oo. No, precisely, right? Precisely. So yun. Okay. So now obviously, so Vic, before you got cut off,
Yeah.
you were talking about Beda. So sabi ko sa kanila, let's reserve the Beda conversation when you're back. Now that you're back, let's talk about San Beda, the game against San Beda.
Yeah. Before I got cut, yun nga, medyo snappy tayo maglaro kanina eh. I think yun nga, the team also wanted to na makabawi. Especially the stakes are higher this time na it's battle for third. You have something in place, no, which is to have a podium finish compared to the first time we met San Beda na it's the first group stage match, no? So tingin ko yun yung ano dito. The team wanted to win something and to place in the podium to have a good ending to this tournament. So kanina ang napansin ko is that we played a little bit faster than how we used to be. Traps, and then we tried to maximize nga natin nga talagang it's a given that we have bigs, but our bigs are really not like those dominant types like sina Akowe, Palasielo, si Padrones. Hindi ganun yung profile ng mga bigs natin eh. So what we did kanina was napansin ko lang mas mabilis tayo maglaro kanina. And happy to see Boris again contribute finally after his absence from the injury. Ang ganda na ni laro ni Boris kanina. Si Saibol was also a big help kanina. Halos di ko napansin kung nakapaglaro si Jacob. Kasi I was able to catch late
Nag-start siya.
late first quarter to second
Pero
half
yun
lang.
nga, medyo steady na dahil lamang na rin ng malaki. So, I
Yeah.
guess
So, parang second half, halos din na pinaglaro si Saibol, si Jacob nung second half. And as mentioned nga kayo na, si Saibol really, sabi ko nga, he will really give Jacob a better rest time. Yun yung ano ko. That's how I look forward to season 89 na I think mas kaya i-manage yung minutes ni Jacob in the actual UAAP tournament with how Saibol is playing. Sabi ko, pwede na rin. I mean, he's the backup point guard that we really need pag wala si Jacob on the floor. And another thing to look forward to siguro is pwedeng subukan sa mga next preseason games. Pwedeng i-try na mag-off ball si Jacob since he's also a good scorer. Apart from being yung kanyang regular point guard duties. Pwede mo ngayon subukan na mag-off the ball si Jacob. Since si Saibol, napapansin ko sa kanya, he's really a playmaker na point guard. He doesn't look for his shots but keeps everybody involved. Ako sobrang gustong-gusto ko kanina yung stop score sequences natin na once we get a stop, pagkakuha niya ng bola, nakatingin siya kagad for the forward pass, hanap kagad ng pasa for easy transition baskets. Yun yung na gustuhan ko sa kanya kanina, and that's how I expect him to play this coming season, which is sobrang laking tulong. Yun, our defense, yung game plan kanina, medyo I liked it. Sobrang thank you to the team, kay Coach Oji. Shout out ka naman, Coach Oji. Thank you for this win kasi kanina almost kada kick out ng San Beda, we have a player in front of the San Beda shooter that gets the kick out pass. So walang open room ang San Beda to take those perimeter shots. So that's how we started it, and then from those stops we were able to score on transition. Mas active tayo kanina, so hindi ko alam if San Beda was still reeling from that loss yesterday, pero yun nga, kasi sabi ko tayo naglaro ng second game, nag-overtime pa tayo, so expected na, tapos the game is 2 p.m. kanina, so medyo if you'll factor in kung may magsasabi na pagod, I think we are mas may right tayo magsabi na pagod tayo kasi nag-OT na tayo. Anong oras tayo na tapos kagabi, and we played an overtime game as compared to San Beda. So I think it's not about fatigue, but it's more of, I think siguro may mental factor din for San Beda. Siguro that's how I see it. That's why medyo flat din sila kanina. San Beda made baskets ng third quarter, but masyado lang malalim yung pagkakabaon nila dun sa first half, and we were able to get our rhythm going, which is ang pinaka positive lang dun is maraming nung second half maraming nakapaglaro. Sharma, Kines, si Mo was able to play as well. Ryle was able to play as well. So maganda, overall good win. It's because of how we played, yung margin, pati yun nga ang daming nakapaglaro from us.
I want to talk about that piece you just said, Vic, about all the players playing, and we've talked about a little bit between us in our chat group about how some fans seem to be a little bit disappointed with the performance of the Archers this preseason. But again, it's really the time for us to experiment, to give people the opportunity to play, and to plant some seeds in the minds of the coaches about, can we get this player in the UAAP? Can he contribute, right? More importantly kasi dito is yung apart from the skills, the leadership is also important.
Yes, oo
For
naman. Definitely.
for the team. So, and the reason why I want to touch on the leadership piece here is because Mike obviously was a very big leader
Yeah,
for our team, and
definitely.
there's a big leadership gap all of a sudden within the team. I know we'll talk. We want to talk about the rebounding a little bit more, his hustle play, his presence on the court, his defense. But I think more than that is really the leadership he brought to the team. How do you think the Green Archers, Coach Topex, how do you think they're going to replace, or maybe not replace, hard to replace for players, but how do you think we can fill in that void that Mike left behind?
I think naman na it was I think naayos naman na siya starting last year, being I think Earl was named as co-captain last year din. So alam mo yun, andun na yung I think Earl got trained, and I think Earl is just carrying over whatever learnings that he had from Mike from season 88 eh. So I think that's one thing. But for me, I think I'll read it as, yeah, kumbaga you have Earl as one leader, the team captain, but you can't really, hindi mo rin pwede isang tabi yung paano leadership na nadadala ni Jacob. So that's how I see it. You have two leaders in the team right now. There's Earl and then there's Jacob. Yan yung ano. So the team will be really looking up to those two gentlemen, no? To lead us from a from a leadership point of view. Yan, so silang dalawa yung titignan talaga ng team this season. On and off the court. So yun yung ano diyan. That's how I see it. Earl has the voice kasi ang ano ni Jacob, from my point of view, parang hindi I think he's very good but I don't think he's that the vocal leader, no? So I think that's where Earl can fill in that gap, ano. So I think it will yung personalities ni Jacob and ni Earl will be able to complement, and then similar to last year na Mike and Earl help out, no, hand in hand to lead the team. I think that's the similar dynamic that we will see this season with Jacob and Earl.
And I think more leaders will eventually show up, right? Like as the preseason progresses, and that gives us the time, of course, to really figure out
Yes. Yeah.
what is the right
Kasi dyan mo
lineup
talaga
mix.
makikita na
Oo.
ano yung kayang ibigay nitong player na to, anong kayang gawin. Kasi intra-squad scrimmage during training gives you one thing. But it's also another thing if you can see that player already facing a real opponent. Kasi sa practice, sa training scrimmage, kahit magkalaban sila, teammates pa rin sila in the end. So, you really want to see the dynamic na you want to really see the dynamic na talagang meron kang totoong kalaban. That's where you'll see how these players fit in, asa na ba sila, anong klaseng situations mo sila pwedeng dalhin. Depende kung anong klaseng sitwasyon tayo makaharap this coming season 89. Pero G, mag-segue ako. I like what you said na sinong players yung makukuha. Baka sabihin ng mga listeners, yung mga kalaban natin, may mga makukuha na naman tayo. Pero maganda yung sinabi mo. Pero kaklaruhin natin yan, yung mga nasa pool tsaka nasa lineup, yun yung ibig sabihin ni Gio doon, kasi baka may mag-isip na naman eh. Baka may mag-isip na naman eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya ngayon pa lang kinaklaro na natin para malinaw lang sa lahat.
Yeah, but actually, Vic, the most important thing kasi for me that I don't know yet how we are going to replace at this point in time is the leadership and presence of the two-time champion, right, Noangko.
Oo,
And,
yun.
Yeah.
Yun yung importante. Yun yung importante. Sino ang lucky charm?
Yeah.
Sino ang lucky charm? Yeah, sino ang lucky charm?
Yeah, look, guys, I know people might think I'm saying this as a joke, but I'm really not. Like, I know Bright had a hard time during his first season under Coach Derek Pumaran, but come on, the guy has 2 championships, and he came in.
That.
Yeah,
Beat
and he came in last season during some difficult stretches for us when Mike was not having an off game or naka-depensa kay Mike. He would do the job and that's part of leadership to find someone that will just come in and do the job, and alam mo yun, not demand all these things.
Walang reklamo, walang anything, just do the job. Pasok and then do the job.
And I know he's such a great guy outside the court too, right? And that's another thing the team will miss. We're not just missing the types of players that are vocal. We're also missing the type of players that are that will come in, do the job, bring in such a great culture, and also be a net positive towards the team.
Kasi you can't have superstars from 1 to 15 on your lineup. You can't have that.
All right. Sige. I'm gonna ask you guys 2 questions. So, siguro around the table lang tayo. Siguro Brian, Willie, and Vic. Strongest starting 5 and strongest closing 5.
Yeah.
So, tanong yan,
For the argument's sake, tanggalan na muna natin si Janty kasi
No,
season na
ano,
Ay,
pero
oo naman.
anyone who's eligible this coming season.
kaya
Oo.
Yun na lang, yun
actually
na
Kasi
lang.
Bray, pag
for the
season
record
90, baka may masabi tayo hindi pa dapat sabihin. Ganun. Mahirap na. Mahirap na. Tanggalin mo natin si
exactly
Janty. Tanggalin mo natin si Janty.
oo
Malay mo,
na
may mga ano, kakampi siya bigla
so
na,
I mean
Baka bigla na naman magtatampo na naman. Baka mabandin tayo.
so point guard I think for both sets you'd have to say Jacob it's hard to
Ano ba?
see Lasal starting or finishing. Well, yung starting kasi hindi naman siya medyo decider. So maybe in some games mag-pull out ng surprise, Jacob won't start. But most of the games of Lasal, I suspect he will start.
Yeah.
Closer, I think. As long as he's still in the game, I mean, hindi foul trouble or hindi fouled out.
Yeah.
You'd love to have
Nandiyan
Jacob
yan.
there,
Yeah.
diba? And then sa wings, nakikita ko, at least for the eye test, I would want someone like JC as your primary defender slash perimeter scorer. Then he has that spacing um, input. Parang pag nandun siya, syempre teams would respect his perimeter, and he can also slash to the basket and also defend the other team's best playmaker or scorer. Kasi 'di ba, minsan ginagawa nagsaswitch eh. Jacob gets the perceived easier assignment sometimes. Sometimes si Jacob din kumukuha. But there's that flexibility. So I see JC alongside Jacob. And then Mason, I would want Mason alongside Luis. I think steady yung presence nila lang dalawa as your big men inside. And then for the fifth guy, starter, I would say I'd like the look of Earl just to have that parang spring on the step kind of lineup. So magiging smaller lineup siya where you would say that parang Mason or Luis yung magsasentro talaga eh, salitan sila. Kasi Mason's really defending well sa ilalim. Of course, Pablo is yun nga, matchup nightmare in a defensive sense kasi he can be quick enough to guard the guards but also mobile enough to guard the bigs. So, two-way siya doon in that aspect. But sa closer, instead of Earl, I'm thinking along the lines of Mo. Kulang dahil lang maganda yung effect ng defensive stops niya when we need it the most. Medyo nagtaka nga ako bakit di natin siya sinubukan nung final sequence or parang na-blur na. But I guess yun nga, the coaching staff, they're looking for different sets of combinations. Diba, nakita na natin to sa FEU eh. So let's try something against UST.
Tama.
But yes, diba, in the
Tama
UAP,
naman.
maybe iba naman ang decision making. So nakikita ko si Mo as that defensive anchor. Siguro kailangan lang i-polish ng konti yung decisiveness niya sa offense, but if you have four scorers alongside him, kahit putback lang is already a benefit to us. So yun yung nakikita kong starting and closing fives at this point of the season. Of course, may iba pang names na medyo unfair ako na-leave out eh. Like si Doy, I wanted to include Doy, but maybe sila Vic or si Willie or si Gio will include him or someone else.
Sige, maybe before I go to Willie and Vic, I'll say mine na rin just for like, just to stir the pot a little bit. I think for me, what we kind of know for sure is Jacob is gonna be there, right? And I think the rest of the four is really going to be it depends sino yung kalaban natin
Yeah.
conversation, right? And a little bit hard to pin it down, but I think if we play against UP, let's just say hypothetically we're playing against UP, Pabs will be there for me. Voris is gonna be there for me. Mason is gonna be there for me, and probably a Makalalag. To end it. Now that I'll have a completely different five if we were gonna play against a UST or an Ateneo, for instance. But that's kind of where I am right now, and I think that's a good thought starter for now, just because our team is quite deep and we need to match it up the right way, also. So maybe Willie and Vic, what are your thoughts on this? Willie, basketball starting five, hindi ibang starting five, I just want to be clear about this.
Guys,
Baka,
I got you.
baka
I
kung ano
got
sabihin
you. I got
starting five
you.
nito eh.
I got you.
Kahit yung mga nag-duty na before, baka mabanggit eh. Baka mabanggit.
Delikado. Kailangan malinaw
Delikado.
kung ano.
Kailangan malinaw. Oh, kailangan
Alam mo,
malinaw.
ano yun, safe kayo. Ano yun, kasi the answer that I'll give is the absolute safest that everyone can agree with. I'm sure you guys will agree. I'm sure the rest of the community will agree. My top five strongest starting five and strongest closing five are the five best free throw shooters that we have. Yun na talaga.
Bilis nun ah.
So, sino
Sige, ako na.
sila? Di mo pa
Oo nga,
masabi.
Yun na na. Di ko pa masabi. Pero magdadagdag ako ng bonus na +1. Yung 6-man natin. Siyempre, we shouldn't forget about yung lucky charm natin. Another lucky charm. The luckiest charm. Our courtside reporter, si Sophie. Yun talaga.
One more year ba?
Kailangan mo talaga
One more year?
One more year. One more year.
Akala ko sasabihin mo yung dad mo eh. As long as nasa Patreon siya.
Oo eh.
Akala ko sasabihin mo.
Nasa...
Hindi pala.
Hindi, ito talaga. Ito talaga.
Sige ako, I'll start. Starters ko, Jacob, JC, Earl, Pabs, and Mace. Pero ang closers ko, Jacob, JC, Boris, Pabs, and hopefully si Henry. I'd like to really see him play this preseason. Sana magka-chance na makapaglaro siya ng preseason. I really want to see how he is already. So kasi we've seen IG stories of him running up and down the floor already sa Razon. So hopefully he'll be fine. I really want to see him kasi to be honest, hindi naman tayo naglolokohan dito. We saw how he played preseason 2024 and yung impact niya was really something else. That's why I really wanted him to be healthy and be back on that deadly form, and I really do believe he'll be a game changer for us once he's healthy. So on the assumption that he's healthy, I want to see him as part of the closing unit.
And you bring up a good point there, Vic, no, about how some of our players have come back much stronger from an injury.
Yeah.
And they redeveloped their game to adjust because they maybe in their minds they lose a little bit of explosiveness, they lose a little bit of confidence, so they rechange their games. You have the likes obviously this season of Mason and of Kian, but even in the past you have the guys like Kim Montalvo, who was extremely athletic, explosive player, and after his ACL became a lockdown defender.
Yep.
So we're also very curious to see how Henry Agunane, after all of this, and hopefully we pray that his injury woes will get behind him, will adjust. Of course, I think the most famous ACL for Lasal is actually Destiny Cheng, who
Yeah.
who became a Finals MVP, di
Yeah,
ba?
di ba?
Extremely explosive.
Kumbaga,
at-
there's positives really kasi once you come back from an injury, more or less mas pinag-aaralan mo na yung sarili mo eh. What you can do,
That's
what
right.
you can't do, 'di ba? Ako personally mas naging mautak ka maglaro eh. Kasi
Yeah.
you don't want to have that injury happen to you again. So mas nag-iisip ka na ngayon eh. Ano yung areas na ako makakatulong, saan yung areas na hindi naman sabihin natin na hindi ko gagawin, but I try to do it differently or be crafty on how I'll do it so that I won't experience that injury, but I will still be able to help the team and be effective. Parang ganun eh. So let's see really how it goes kasi if I'm not mistaken, last playing year na to ni Henry. If he'll be able to play, I'm not too sure. Baka mali din ako dito, pero kasi when he transferred, parang he's good for 3 years in kung di ako nagkakamali. So hopefully we'll be able to see him kasi sayang naman if we won't be able to see him really on his full potential.
Yeah, and to your point, right? There's also that creativeness, creativity that comes to also with a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of
Yep.
setback that you have, which I think our coaches will tell them. So
Oo
I think
naman.
that's another important. That's
Definitely.
another important. Okay, I want to close out this podcast where at this point in time, I'm surprised how long we've talked about this. 103 days before opening day, where do the Green Archers stand in the pecking order? Where do you guys think? I personally think we're at fourth. Kasi nung nag-fourth tayo, nag-champion
Yeah.
naman tayo
I,
eh. So, I'm gonna
uh,
stay there.
Ako ninth. Ako ninth. Mga
ay,
nasa
ibig
ninth.
sabihin may sasali? May sasali ba? Baka kaya, Night? Walang sasali.
Ako na ba?
Ako, Vic,
Ako
ako,
sali.
Vic, ikaw 9th. Ako,
Ako sali.
ko mga nasa 6 to
Tayo,
9. Mga 6 to 9.
6 to 9.
6 to 9.
Sige.
Anywhere from 6 to 9, no, Willie?
Oo,
Anywhere
anywhere
from
dun.
6 to 9. Anywhere from 6 to 9. Hindi, ako, pero sa akin seriously, right now, around 4 to 5. I mean, madami pa tayong kailangan trabahuin, to be honest, with what we're seeing with the team. Kumbaga, si Saibul kakabalik lang. And Boris also kakabalik lang from injury. So, we have catching up to do since we have pieces na yun nga kakabalik lang from injuries or yun nga for ano ba the Cybul's case nanggaling pa ulit ng abroad. So ngayon pa lang din na bubuo talaga yung team natin eh. So ayun, so mga nasa 4 and 5 but it's not bad really. Since yun nga banggit na ni Gio number 4 tayo last season 8-8 number 4 nag-champion eh, but yun nga sa parang still a lot of kumbaga work in progress pa. So that's how which is sa akin okay siya. Sobrang okay siya. Kasi it's a cliche, palagi natin ito pinag-uusapan. Kumbaga never ending discussion to, picking at the right time. So that's what's important. We have to pick when it matters most.
Really reminds us of the if you go back to the old the old PEX greenarcher.net Upcom days.
Pinoy
Go back
Exchange.
Yeah,
Pinoy
if you
Exchange.
go back to that,
Classic.
it's really about peaking at the right time. Eh. Parang bihira lang tayo mag-champion sa Father Martin Cup nun eh. Diba?
Yeah.
And we would always end up winning the championship anyway. So,
I think the best preseason natin yung pagbalik from suspension year eh. Kasi I think parang sabik tayo maglaro nun eh. So lahat ng preseason tournaments that year, since we didn't play 2006, parang I think we swept all preseason tournaments in Nike Summer League, I think Father Martins, I think Phil Oil as well. So
one of the first few Phil Oils, diba?
so lahat nun, I think that's one of the rare cases that we had a special preseason, I guess, or splendid preseason kasi nga we didn't play in 06, so sabik talaga maglaro pagdating ng preseason ng 2007.
Yan yung preseason na binudol tayo ni Bader Malabes eh. When he hit 8 threes against Ateneo. You guys remember that? In Ultra? Yeah, I was there. I was like, oh my God, we have the best shooter in the country right now. Oh my God.
Tama ka naman. He was the best shooter in the country right now. As in yung moment na yun.
Tama naman eh.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, Brian, Willie, where do you guys think we're gonna end up?
End up or parang where we are? I think we're the third best.
Where we are.
Yeah, the third best tingin ko. And that's just subscribing to us losing to two UAAP teams in the NUSD and NU. Hindi ko na-count yung mga provincial preseasons, medyo long way and so if UP wants to beat us, they'll have to wait for their turn. FU almost had that opportunity then eh. So kaya gets ko din yung fourth and all that. But it doesn't really matter. Yun nga, tingin ko nandun naman tayo sa region nung 3, 4, 5. And it's gonna be a close season. I think, well, we haven't seen what UE can offer. But I cannot really discount them too. So tingin ko, it's a season that will be a battle of attrition for all teams. It could be a season that we see 10 wins could be enough to take number 1. Parang ganun. But it's too early to say. But the way teams are battling each other, kahit matapos siya ng tambak o matapos siya ng panalo, parang ang mas mahirap na masabi ngayon that this team can beat another team before even the tip-off. Parang nakikita ko
Yeah.
talaga it's gonna be a
Oo.
grind out.
Oo.
Parang,
Oo.
let's say
Same.
na relate natin na parang sa football, sa Premier League, di ba? You never know until the result is sealed. Kasi even a team that's in the bottom can spring a surprise to
Oo.
the team that's at the top.
Agree.
And yung mga mid-tables,
Di ka, di ka pwede makumpiyansa talaga eh.
hindi siya
Oo.
hindi siya based on reputation now. It's based on the 40 minutes or more. Like, based on how you construct the game rather than, like, let's say, oh, Lasal tayo, champions tayo last year. Pagdating naman ng season 89, yung champions tag natin dahil lang ng-champion tayo ng 88. Pero, yung context, parang
Technically,
it's a
wala na
different
yan eh.
team. 0-0 na yan, diba? So, yeah, I think it's a grind out. But it's still good that we're in the number 3, number 4 kasi we have the talent, obviously, and we have an experienced coaching staff. So, I'll put us there. Pero it's not a distant 3 na malayo tayo sa number 2 and at the same time na malayo tayo sa number 4. I think it's just really, on any given day, the power rankings is more fluid now than it was, like, let's say, 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's a Lasal UP finals pa rin, no? Just like last season. No, sorry, that was the joke last season, di ba? Na like parity, the
Yes.
teams are more balanced, and
Sa sobrang
everybody
gulo nung
loved,
nangyari last season,
and
naging
everybody
Lasal UP
loved
pa rin.
it. At the end of the day, Lasal UP pa rin yung finals.
Doon pa rin nag-ending.
Oo. Credit to us, of course. Credit to DLSU for eliminating Ateneo, beating NU twice, and then almost sweeping UP. Namalas na sa in and out na yun. Nonetheless, still winning the championship. Okay. I think that's it for our episode today, guys. We've squeezed quite a lot out of a very simple topic, I presume. And I think now our next preseason games are really the Phil Oils already,
Yeah.
right?
And
Oo.
medyo siya, I think next June 12 pa yata. Next
Oo.
na
FEU?
My
Panalo.
true now you'll see the true diversion of of how we're gonna play, right? Because in the Phil Oil, it's UAP lineup. Everything else is just play everyone. So you're gonna start seeing a divergence of how the team is gonna play, and I expect them to start taking it a little bit more seriously. Um, coming into this. So all right. Any shout outs before we end? Of course I have to shout out
Si
Ibarra
Willie.
all
Baka
the
si
time.
Willie, may shoutout si
Oh, si
Willie.
Willie ba may shoutout?
Teka, Willie, i-shout out mo muna si Ibarra and then yung shout out mo.
Syempre, we'd like to always give a special shout out to Ibarra Manila, Ibarra Watches. Always there. Ano ba? Sorry, hindi ako prepared para sa brand spiel na to. But you know what's always on time? Ibarra Watches. Ayan, naisingit pa.
Literally on
And
time.
literally on time.
Yan.
Napasok ko pa yun. And syempre, ipapasok ko rin naman is yung, I think it's still available in the DLSAA office, their new addition to the Trofeo lineup, no, the Quiver design layout with an exquisite Archer logo that's just the right amount of subtle, but it's still a statement piece that will go really well with your UAAP getup. Actually, not just the UAAP lineup, your everyday getup. No? So we encourage everyone to check out their social media accounts, both on Facebook and social media. And if you have the chance, you're looking for a new piece to wear on you and complement your getup, check out their many different watches. No, and also to support, if you want to directly support our Lasallian athletes, you can always purchase a Ibarra timepiece from the DLSA office. A portion of the proceeds goes to the Lasallian Scholarship Fund. So, yun.
Yung shout out mo, nakalimutan mo tuloy yung shout out mo.
Gusto ko sana ako yung huli, pero sige. Ano yun?
Sige, ito na yung huli. Then mag-ani mo lang
last na to eh.
afterwards. Mag-ani mo lang
ilalas na
afterwards.
Okay.
natin to. Ilalas na
Okay.
natin to para sa'yo.
Ayan. Ulitin ko na naman. Special shout out to Sophie Espiritu. Sophie, we're expecting you again for season 88. Season 18 na.
Ako,
We're
sabi ni
expecting you to
Sophie,
come back
88.
again.
Tapos
Kamusta yun?
Ito, 89.
Willie,
Ayan.
nawawala sa focus si Willie. Nawawala sa focus.
Oo nga eh.
Nawawala sa
Nakakasilaw
focus.
eh.
Para kang
Nakakasilaw
Beldray.
talaga.
Para kang Beldray.
Oo.
Kailangan,
Dude,
minom ka ng summit. Minom ka ng summit.
Dude, don't
Minom ka
get me
ng
started
summit.
on Beldray. I'm so invested that this is gonna happen. Okay, like I am so invested.
Andre!
Andre,
Special shout
naglag
out!
na si
Andre!
Andre.
Special shout
Naglag
out
na si
ka!
Andre, so baka nasa Capital One game na siya sometime. Di ko alam kung
Like-
kailan ito pinili.
Ano ka na, special shout out ka sa amin.
Like I watched the PBA for Beldray. Okay, like I genuinely do.
Baka pwede ka mag-guest dito. Baka pwede ka
Oo.
mag-guest dito, Andre.
Kahit si Andre lang. Kahit si Andre lang.
Kahit si Andre lang. Pwede naman eh.
Saka si
Oo,
Santi
that's
na rin. Sama na niya si Santi.
Si Santi. Tsaka si
sige,
Eric Nanas.
sige.
Tsaka si Eric Nanas. Sama
Actually,
natin.
pwede. That's a
Sama
good ano.
natin.
That's a good ano. Let's look back at your Lasal days. Sorry kasi Andre is such a model Lasalian period. Not only did he represent the Green Archers for such a long time with a lot of dignity, won a championship, but he also moved from Beda to Lasal, which is like a common route we're seeing nowadays. So, anyway, sorry, Willie, please continue.
Ayan.
Yan,
So
ayun
that's
lang.
my first shoutout. Second shoutout ko, shoutout to yung dad ko. And sa
Yan.
lahat ng mga supporters for continuously ensuring that he gets a ticket, whether it be
Yan.
basketball or volleyball. Pag
Yan.
nabibigyan talaga ng ticket, may milagrong nangyayari.
So thank you for listening to the Quiver and Animo Lasal.
Sal!
Lasal!